sweet one bliss. Someone flips me a bad body. Say, oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strong, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Green Diamond Boxing hosted by iBoxingHub. Before we get started, just a quick reminder that these shows are on every Monday evening, usually at 7:30. We also have a boxing roundup with BNG and yours truly Trey on Sunday and Wednesday evenings. We also have RnR Hour on Thursday evenings with Rico and Ra. And all of this wouldn't be possible without Ikram obviously doing the very hard work in the background. So shout out to all the iBoxingHub brothers out there. And a huge welcome to my guest for tonight, Chima Duru, elite amateur boxer. How are you today?
Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining the show. I really appreciate your time. So you're an elite amateur boxer. I understand you've been fighting for about 8 years now. Is that right?
Yeah, eight to 9 years, I'll say.
8 to 9 years. Could you tell us a bit about your amateur journey so far? Any kind of championships that you've been in, awards that you've won, those kind of things?
Well, I've been in the Haringey Championship twice. I haven't really gotten gold, but I've always got silver from Haringey Championships. And I've been in Celtic Championships, which is in Ireland, and I won that one. I got a gold from that one. And also been in Sweden Championships, which is called the King of the Ring. I kind of got robbed in that one. I thought I won that one, but that one they robbed me from that one. So I got silver from that one. So that's probably like 4 championships in total, I would say.
Wow.
Well,
so
5.
What's your boxing record so far? Then how many actually have you fought and won and losses and draws?
Well, I'm on 23 fights right now, and if the last time I recall, it was 12 wins. 23 fights and 12 wins. Yeah.
Amazing. Great. And do you have a fight coming up? Do you have anything coming up soon?
I have one in December on the 19th.
19th.
But that's if there's no pullouts. I've had a lot of pullouts. A lot.
Oh, really? That must be very frustrating.
You have no idea, honestly. I had 4 pullouts. I was meant to fight on Saturday, the Saturday that's gone now. But I had like 4 pullouts consistently, so
yeah, that's really tough because you train so hard for that fight and then just like last minute that you get told that you don't have anyone to fight.
Literally, it's last minute as well, and it's always a week as well. Like the next, if it's 2 weeks, they won't say anything, but when it comes to the week, they start getting shaky legs, and then before you know it, they're gone.
Yeah, that's really frustrating. We've got yours truly, Trey. Thank you for joining the show. Asking, do you have any aspirations to compete in the Olympics?
Not really. I'll be honest with you. Not really.
Yeah?
Like if I do manage to go to it, I wouldn't mind, but it's not something that is in my mind.
Okay. So what is your aspiration? Where do you want to get to?
My goal right now, I'm only worried about amateur right now. Pro, when it comes to get turned off the pro, I worry about pro. But right now, my pro, I'm trying to get a belt in amateur. Sorry, not pro, amateur.
Okay.
I'm trying to get a belt in amateur, so at least get 1 belt before I switch over to pro. That's only literally my last goals.
Before you go to pros, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I always wanted the belt.
Amazing. And Bukayo Osaka's asking, what weight class do you fight at?
A6.
A6.
Yeah.
86.
A6, yeah. kg.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant.
So I think that's if I'm good, I think that's a cruiserweight in amateur. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And so your gym is the Double Jab boxing gym in New Cross?
Yes. Yes, it is.
I've been there once actually for a boxing class. And I think I heard that Ramla Ali used to fight out there. Is that right?
In Double Jab, not what I recall.
Yeah, Double Jab. No.
She used to train there, but I don't think she boxed for us.
Okay.
Not what I recall.
But she used to train there. Did you ever see her around or?
Yeah, I've seen her. I think she used to train with what's his name again? Jokey. Yes, Jokey used to train with Jokey.
Okay, amazing. Any other kind of famous boxers that you've seen around in that gym then?
Dan Aziz.
Oh, really nice.
Dan Aziz. I've seen Dan Aziz. What I've seen. Spider Richard.
Okay, cool.
Who else have I seen? I've seen more, but I can't remember the name. I can't remember the person. But
It's
I've
nice
seen
though, isn't it, to like
yeah.
bump into these people in your
Yeah.
gym. It's really nice. Tony Ellis, thanks for joining. Tony is asking, what fighters do you look up to?
Right now, it will be. I've always keep looking up to Lomachenko because I like his style. Lomachenko, I like Lomachenko's style. It's more like because the way he boxes and stuff like that. It was Lomachenko and Rigondeaux. I used to look up to AJ, but right now I don't know. AJ's not doing it for me at the moment.
Oh, no, don't say that. Everyone knows I'm an huge AJ fan.
He's not doing it for me. I'm against AJ. I'm just saying right now he's not doing it for me right now. So
yeah, but you know what? Yeah, he's gonna make a massive comeback, and he's gonna get his 3-time. I know he is. That's what he's waiting for, and I have every confidence in him. Just putting it out there. Ra, thanks for joining. Ra, he's asking, have you sparred any of the pro cruisers?
no. I think the reason why is because I recently just joined the cruiser, so I just recently went up weight. So I used to box light heavy, so 80. So I just recently, yeah.
So it's been a recent thing. Thank you, Paloma's saying let's go champ. Hail Aisha, getting greetings, Duru. Thank you so much for your comment. And we've got Kelvin, my brother is the next up. Duru. That's nice.
I know who that is.
Thank you
know who
that is. Question from Tony: Aziz versus Buatsi. How does that go? What's your prediction on that one? It's a difficult one, isn't it?
I'm not. You know, I think because I know Aziz, I've spoken to him before, so if I say I'll be biased. And Butsy's, I don't really know Butsy like that, so I'll be biased if I say this. So I don't think I'm the right one to even say that, because I would say Aziz because I'm speaking to him before, so I've had a chat with him before and stuff. So and you come to my fights as well, so you know, it's going to be a biased choice if I say it.
No, that's understandable for sure. When you know someone well, then it's difficult to say, isn't it? I think that it's going to be a very difficult fight for both of them. And I've been saying to everyone that I want it to be a draw. But anyway.
A draw? No, I think a draw is a mistake.
I like them both so much. And I think they're really good fighters. So I'm not sure whether one is actually going to beat the other. And I really, really don't want to see any of them knock out the other because they're such good friends.
But the thing is, a draw will make it have a rematch. So if that's a rematch clause, that's the case. So yeah,
maybe. I don't know. I just don't want to see either of them lose. I think that's what it is.
I mean, that's boxing, man. You win or lose, you gotta take it. Don't really like draws.
That's true. So who's your current trainer right now?
Right now is Dick and Danny. I don't know if you would know them, but that's their names.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they obviously train other fighters out of Double Jab as well then.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you said that you were planning on turning pro at some point. Obviously, when do you have like a timeline of when you think that might happen?
When I'm ready, to answer you, I don't really have a timeline.
Okay.
When I'm ready.
Yeah.
It could be next year. It could not be. So it depends.
Okay.
Because I could say next year, and then I might have other plans to do something else.
Yeah.
So when I feel like I can go now, but it'll mostly probably be when I get a belt from amateur and then leave, because that's the only thing I really looking forward to just get a belt.
Yeah, achieve. Okay. No, cool. Bakaya Saka, thanks for joining. Is asking, rank your top 5 cruiserweights in the UK.
5 cruiserweights.
Yeah.
And the first 5 cruiserweights. I don't even know that much cruiserweights, like that. Yeah,
any that you so Isaac Chamberlain's a cruiserweight.
And he's alright.
Yeah.
He's alright. He's alright.
Richard Riakporhe is a cruiserweight. No,
Nah, I don't even watch him.
no. Okay. Well, he just fought recently. He's not fought for a while, so that's fine. What I wanted to ask you about is what motivates you to keep going. Obviously, boxing's very, very difficult. It's one of those things where you push yourself, not just physically but mentally as well. So what is that motivation that keeps you going through this?
Through the whole boxing journey. I think mostly because improvement. So I like to see improvement. So I think it's where like when I see improvement, it motivates me to go for more and more. If I don't see no improvement, I tend to just get bored and just not really bothered and stuff like that. So I like to see improvement sometimes. So when I see improvement, it motivates me to even go more and more.
Yeah.
So I think it's just improvements in boxing in general that helps me go more. So if I start to win fights and I start to see that, let's just say if I start to win more fights or I win more championships, that motivates me to go more because I'm seeing the improvement. I'm going more. Or if I see someone that's undefeated or being a lot of strong fighters and I end up beating them, that motivates me to go more. So things like that.
So winning makes you kind of motivate you.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about then when losses happen? Does that make you go a few steps back and like reconsider?
At first it used to, but now it doesn't really faze me as much. I don't get me wrong. I look upon the fight and the loss and why I lost, but at the same time, I just think, oh, it happened. Well, let's make it better next time. So I don't really like to dwell on things like that because I see it ruin a lot of fighters. They just dwell on a lot of things like that, and they say, "Oh, what if it happens again?" And it keeps them stand still on one thing, and they don't look on ahead to the future or what they can do better. So I don't really like to dwell on losses too much.
Okay, so you kind of just take it and move on. Do you like kind of try to analyze it, think about what went wrong? And
I do analyze and think about it, but I don't. When I say I don't let it get to me, I don't let it bring me down and say, "Oh yeah, forget this, man. I'm gonna do something else." So
okay. Yeah, of course, because then, I mean, you could then do that for anything. Like as soon as you get to a hurdle, which you will in anything that we do, we're going to get to some hurdles. You give up every time, you never get anywhere in life, right? So you've got to keep going. So that's great. Paloma's Music is asking, on your first professional fight, what's going to be your ring entrance music? If you've even thought about it.
One of MTM Isaiah's musics. I don't know if you guys know it, but
I actually only know it now because you told me about it, and I was listening to a few. So this is. Do you want to tell the viewers a bit about it? Like, just give a quick kind of summary.
It's basically a Christian rap. It's a Christian guy that basically he does a lot of Christian raps, and he has a lot of beat to it. So because nowadays rap music is always about sex, violence, all that stuff. Just a lot of rubbish, to be honest with you. But this one, he actually talks about things of God in a rap, and he turns into a rap. So I advise when you guys to listen to it because it's quite good music.
It's actually some good tunes, actually, because I was listening to a bit of it when you mentioned it yesterday or day before, and the tunes are actually quite good. So what's your inspiration, or who's your inspiration?
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
You could be like an inspiration in your boxing career, or someone who inspires you in life in general.
Boxing or life, both of them. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
God. God. That's my inspiration. That's what inspires me.
Okay.
I would say when it comes to boxing. Yeah, he ain't a boxer, but God, man, that's who inspires me too in life.
You and me have spoken a bit about faith on Instagram quite a bit. What does your faith mean to you? Can you tell the viewers?
It means a lot. It means a lot because back before me now, I used to how I even got into boxing in general was because I used to fight a lot in school, outside school as well. I used to love fighting. Like It's the thing where is I will never go a week of school without fighting. Even though I don't even want to, it just happens for some reason. I don't know how I forgot. I don't even know how I get into myself into situations. So I'd be outside of school or in school, and I used to have a lot of bad influence around me of boys I used to like to fight as well. So that didn't even help.
Yeah.
So when I used to fight a lot, I used to get arrested for fighting and stuff like that, and it led me to things where I used to start committing crimes with these boys. And then from there, when I got arrested for fighting, they asked me, if you like fighting so much, why didn't you try boxing? I wasn't really keen on it, but then they had to put me in they put me in a program of I don't know if you know of Yacht. It's like a youth offender thing. It's a youth offender thing. They put young kids on a program to keep them out the streets. But for me, it was for boxing. So they put me in a program of I think it was like if I'm correct, 6 weeks course of boxing. So I had to go to boxing a certain day every single time. If I didn't, they'll call the Yacht team, and they'll tell them I'll not get in trouble. So I had to go there every single time.
Oh, wow.
So that's how I got into boxing.
Oh wow, that's a really interesting way to get into it. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that they got into it like that before. So yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't really keen on doing it, to be honest with you. I wasn't keen on doing it. I just wanted to go back outside and chill with my friends.
Yeah.
But I knew they told me I had to be at this certain time for this amount of long time. If I don't, I will get in trouble. So I had to just keep going there. And after the week was over, the whole program was over, I could have done anything I wanted. I said, nah, you know what? I want to stay. Because I was seeing improvement. I was like, I like this.
Yeah. So how often in the week did you have to actually go and do like a boxing session?
Oh, this is far away. Let me see if I can remember. It was quite a while ago. This happened in 2015. So I would say like twice a week.
Twice a week for like a 6-week program. Wow.
Yeah, twice a week. It might have been longer than 6 weeks. But I believe it was 6 weeks. So yeah, twice a week. And
did it stop you getting into trouble at school then?
Yeah, kind of. Sometimes. Sometimes.
But then you got better at boxing, so you could have just fought better, right?
You know what? It humbled me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, it humbled me because when I first sparred, the first person I sparred was a guy called Courtney Bennett. I don't know if you know him. He boxes for GB now, but he used to box with Double Jab. And when I first sparred him, and I'm telling you, I've never got beaten up like that in my life. That's the first time someone ever actually beat me up. And every time I had a street fight, I always won. So I had this mindset of, no one can beat me. But when I actually came with someone that can fight, I was thinking, I felt hopeless, but defenseless. So it actually humbled me for a bit. Saying, I can. If I actually met this guy in the streets, he could put me in the hospital. Wow. So, yeah.
What an experience. Paloma's Music is saying, Duru, get back into the same schools and teach, my brother. We need your help. Would you do that? Would you maybe try and do something like that in schools, teaching kids how to box?
That could be a thing as if I have time to do something like that. Yeah, that could be a thing that time to do. I think I used to do something like that, but I used to do it in the bad school I was in. So when I was in that bad school, I used to do boxing at the same time as well. So after that, I used to teach. Well, it wasn't even just kids. I used to teach my friends around boxing and stuff like that. But then when I left it just stopped. So yeah.
No, that's amazing. I had a question again about coming back to like your Christian faith and stuff. And obviously, as everyone knows who watches this show, I'm very much into my own faith as well. But and this does not apply to you and me, because obviously we both are, number one, both within our faith, very strong within our faiths, and very happy to talk about it. But there's a lot of people in the workplace and in other areas, I feel that they feel really uncomfortable talking about God and talking about faith. I don't know whether you've come up with that as well, like people who aren't, in faith that strongly. Some people feel very uncomfortable about it. Why do you think that might be?
As in, feel comfortable talking about God, or feel comfortable about people talking about God to them? Which one do you mean?
I think that people feel uncomfortable when people speak to them about God.
Okay. Are you asking me why do they feel that way?
Why do you think that people feel that way?
I genuinely think it's they're convicted, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when people get taught about God, they know they're not worthy of, you know, God's presence, and we're all not worthy of God's presence, but they get convicted in their heart because they know their sins will be exposed somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, and they know because obviously the things they're doing in the right maybe possibly wrong, and
Yeah.
they maybe a thing of where they have a grudge on God as well for certain things that
Yeah.
clearly is not God's fault. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's one of the things.
Yeah, no, I think that, yeah, I agree with you. I feel that when you are talking about things like this, which are quite kind of big questions for a lot of people, you know, what do you believe in? What's going to happen in the hereafter? Why are we here on earth? All those kind of big questions. It makes people reflect. It makes
Mm,
people stop doing what they're doing for a while and just
mm,
think about
mm,
and focus on what is it that they're doing in life. You know, what is
mm.
their focus and what are they achieving or not achieving, and look within themselves as well. How are we as people? Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And all of
that is
that kind of
true.
reflection, that kind of self-reflection, that wider kind of bigger questions is very easy in you know, today's kind of life with the internet and with TikTok and Instagram and scrolling, and just to be outside of everything and not really stop for a second and think and just have a
Mm,
calm and have a why am I here kind of moment, you know? I
yeah,
think people try not to think about it because it's easy not to think about it, and being in
mm,
that hamster wheel of life is just easier, isn't it?
yeah.
um
I think the most problem is too much internet. You
yeah.
have too much internet in your life, like like too much internet stuff, like everything in your life. It just clouds a lot of things in your mind. But
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes us we need to space away from internet and social media for a while. You know, we need them breaks to have
Mm,
off because I feel like just constantly having it all the time, it's not good for your mind.
yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
I think it's for your mind. So
Getting away from social media and stuff. What do you think about
yeah.
that retreat that AJ went on? Did you hear about that?
Remind me.
So basically, AJ went on this retreat, which apparently was like spending a week or so in a dark room. I think he spent £2,000 to do that. And it was kind of
Two
sort of a
thousand
getting,
pounds.
yeah. But you got to remember that like
That
his
boy got money.
2,000 is more like my £20, right? You got to like, it's all relative, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Two
Um,
thousand pounds is a lot, but
yeah.
yeah, go on.
But like it was a retreat. I think it was kind of getting away from social media, trying to, you know, yeah,
So he was in
reflect
the
and have
dark
that
room.
quiet time. Yeah, in a dark room. I think it would, I mean, when I saw it on online, it looked a bit more like a shed. But yeah, but it was just
So
him
why they put the
kind of,
dark room?
yeah, I guess it was a dark shed room. I don't know. But
Oh,
that's what
okay.
it was online. Yeah, but what do you think about that? Spending some money to get away and some no social media, no phones.
Well, he didn't have to spend that much money. First of all, he could have done that anywhere else. But you could have literally done that in England, find a place. He had enough money to go away somewhere and stay.
Yeah,
I don't think he had to spend that type of money. But doing that as well, you can also do that. You can also do that. But I think he didn't have to spend that much
yeah,
money. But the dark room thing, I don't understand in the dark room thing. I don't understand that.
yeah. No,
The dark
yeah,
room. Was it dark? Was the room dark or was it? That's what I'm trying to understand. Was it actually
I
dark or was it?
think it was dark. Well, I don't
It
know,
wasn't
man.
dark.
I was watching Spencer Fearon's YouTube
Yeah.
show, and he was saying, well, you know, AJ could have spent some time in his cupboard for free. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean that is true. Like the money was not needed, honestly. Like you could have done that anywhere else. But
yeah.
like I said, when people have money like that, they just end up spending on things
Well,
like that.
exactly.
So
But Saka's also saying AJ should have come to my house. I would have made the room dark and would have done it cheaper. Yeah.
easy, easy. He did not have to spend that.
Oh,
He did not have to spend that money. You could spend
yeah. I mean, to be
zero.
honest, the guy's got millions, right? So like if he spends £2,000 doing that, yeah, he didn't have to, but whatever. Like, you know.
He could have spent money, but he could have spent less money to
Yeah,
go somewhere
yeah,
in the UK that's quiet and less people around, and that would have been fine.
yeah.
that would
No,
have been fine.
absolutely. Solitary confinement, Paloma's music said. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
maybe the countryside's an idea as well. There's
Yeah,
barely anyone there,
absolutely. I don't
so
know where it was, to be fair. I actually don't know where it was, whether it was in the UK or abroad. But yeah, it's just that it's that need, isn't it, to get away from this kind of social media stuff. It's everyone has that need to kind of get away for a little while. Some people just do it in a different way, I guess. So yeah. So okay, next question is about fights that are happening right now. So which weight division do you think is currently the most exciting, if you've got one that you follow particularly more than others?
what's going to find? Middleweight.
Middleweight.
Yeah.
Anyone in
Middleweight.
particular?
Middleweight or super middleweight.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which
super
kind
middleweight.
of fights are you excited to see?
No, the reason I'm saying that's what Canelo's doing right now. That's the one thing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to see what he's doing next? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So yours truly is asking about lightweight, and yeah. So yours truly, Trey, saying, who's your favorite super middleweight fighter?
Yeah, I just mentioned him.
Yeah, so Canelo.
Yeah.
Cool. Any other fights that you're really excited to see? Obviously, there's a huge one coming up in Saudi, December 23rd. Is there anyone in particular that you're waiting on their fight?
No. The thing about me, yeah. So me, like, you wouldn't even believe this, but me, I barely watch any boxing. Only most boxing I watch is amateur boxing, like Olympic boxing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to pro boxing, I watch it, but it's not like for me to even, how do I even explain this? I'm quite a different guy. For me to even spend money to watch boxing on TV, it's a lot for me.
Yeah.
For me, it's a lot for me. So when I even see my friends spend money on things, I just wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. I mean, I'll come to people's fights, I know, but to spend money to watch on a TV or something like that, like for me to, because I don't even watch boxing like that much. I pro boxing that much. For me to spend money, so I don't know. I'm just different like that for me. So I used to tell a lot of people that I don't really watch a lot of boxing. They're shocked, and so it's just me. I don't know.
No, I mean that's cool, but I think that a lot of people, especially like amateurs and pros, they watch it to check out people's styles as well. You know, and see the different types of styles that people use in terms of their boxing.
I feel like my opinion is I feel like watching amateurs watching pros it's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. The reason I say it's the bad thing here is because when they watch pros, they start to imitate the pro style and then try to put that in amateurs and it doesn't work.
Oh really? Okay.
It doesn't work. I've seen a pattern of that. It doesn't actually work. They try to put the pro style in amateurs and that pattern has come into me as well, where I'll be fighting in a pro pace in an amateur match, and the amateur match is all about numbers. Pros is all about landing like clean shots.
Okay.
But amateurs is like it's all about numbers, even though it's clean or not. So the judges just look at numbers. So how much punches are you throwing? I've seen a person that's thrown literally thrown so many punches but missed literally 9% of them, and he's won because he looked like he was working more in amateurs.
Okay.
If that was pro, it would have been different.
Wow.
So
okay. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. So what about like attending, apart from the people that you actually know and you attend their fights? I take it that like other fights, if you don't know the fighters personally, you don't tend to attend those live?
If it's a motive, then I would.
Okay.
If it's a motive, then I would.
Yeah. So absolutely. So I wanted to ask you about Duru clothing. Is it true that you give like a pair of socks to everyone that you spar or something? I heard that somewhere.
Yeah, I did. I did. It's the thing I just had to do. Everyone I spar, I'll just give them a pair of socks and stuff like that. So it was a thing I was doing.
Clothing line. How that's come about then?
Well, it's basically I always wanted to do. As from young, I'm quite a creative person. I like to create stuff. Like from young, like for example, when I was like, let's see, when I was like 11, 12, I used to play Minecraft. I don't know if you guys remember Minecraft. Everyone should know that. I used to play Minecraft, and I built a whole city, like a working civilization,
Oh,
by myself. Like I was that creative. Whereas that's where my creativeness came from. So after that, when I grew up, I even had a spraying business, a spray painting business. So
okay.
I used to spray paint. I used to spray paint people's bicycles for them.
Oh,
I earned a
nice.
lot of money from that one, but then I stopped for some reason. I don't know. It was going well, but I stopped for some reason. I think boxing just took over.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, I decided to start a clothing business because I realized I found a lot for just designing stuff and designing clothes and stuff like that. Obviously, I had to learn how to design and learn how to use certain softwares to do certain things. So yeah,
Yeah.
and I really I got inspired by Hoodrich.
Mm-hmm.
Hoodrich the clothing. So when I watched it, I was like, nah, that's nice. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna make my own clothing brand and make it big as Hoodrich, even bigger.
Yeah. And
That's
looks like it's doing pretty well. Like you've got obviously the socks, you've got some t-shirts I've seen.
yeah.
And boxing gloves is a new thing now.
Yeah, I'm currently working on that, trying to make a good boxing glove, you know. I'm
Okay,
working on that, so
cool. So how
yeah.
do people get hold of that merch if they wanted it?
Well, I don't know if you can add you websites
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
but you go on it's on www.duruk.co.uk if you guys can
Okay,
do, or you can go on the Instagram at do_clothing,
perfect.
and the link will be in the bio.
Great. So yeah, people will check that out
Check it out.
for some Duru clothing. And if people wanted to follow you, follow your journey, what's your Instagram handle and any other social media that you have available?
I only have Instagram right now. I used to have TikTok, but that's just got too long for me.
Mhm.
Underscore dot. My Instagram is underscore dot steps with a Z.
With a Z at the end.
Z at the
And
end.
just lastly, before we finish, just what advice would you give to people who want to chase their dreams? Any kind of advice on how they can go about doing that and not lose motivation on the way?
Well, I will say, chase your dreams, but chase them with God as well. That's what I'll say. I'll
Yeah.
say keep chasing your dreams and chase them with God, and do not allow anything around you to make you give up. I'll say don't allow anything around you to give up. And if people don't see the dream that you're seeing,
Mm-hmm.
they're not really meant to be there for you. So that's when you have to cut them off.
Yeah.
So, but do it with God
Do it
always.
with God. Absolutely. And just
So,
lastly, Paloma's Music is asking, Duru, can you sort out iBoxingHub hoodies, please?
this is all new to me. This iBoxing is all new to me, honestly. So I'm sure because I've done collabs with other, some other people. I've gone to collabs with
Yeah.
dancers. I've done
Oh,
with my boxing
amazing.
club. So I'm trying to currently do it with a running group right now. That's ongoing, but I'm
Yeah.
sure if we talk, we maybe
Yeah.
pick something
Absolutely.
out.
Let's have a
So
conversation. That would be
yeah.
amazing. Chima, thank you so much for your time. It's been amazing speaking to you, and we will definitely be catching up on Instagram at some point.
Before we end,
Yeah.
can I shout out some people?
Please.
Shout out to Double Jab.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kelvin, my baboon brother. He knows what I mean. Shout out to who else? Shout out to Dick, my trainer. Shout out to Dan. Shout out to Pat. And guys, seek God. Put God first. Remember that.
100% agree. Thank you, guys. Take care.
See ya.
It's another bang. All the Muslim cars now, whichever get up. I start my card with a sweet one, please. Someone flips.